Okay, so I note that the next shipment actually will do more monitoring and make sure that everything is in compliance. Because obviously the permits for that operation stated that it should be safely stored and handled in accordance with MSDA sheets related to the project. Thank you.
With respect to the gas tax projects, the Lawton's lift station is there, and we just said that the other, is there more funds required for that?
No, not the, you want to.
No, the gas tax projects are actually, this year we had some gas tax project in excess of $200,000, which has to be done. When the executive committee, the public works committee was looking at doing it, the lift station out of their gas tax project, when we went through with the executive committee, we had additional funding left over from other capital works projects, and we recommended, which was just passed earlier, that funding be actually done to cover off the Lawton's lift station. Right? The amount of money that was left over was nearly about the same amount of money that was left over that was required for the lift station. So rather than put the Lawton's lift panel into the gas tax project, where the executive committee recommended that we utilise the remaining funds from capital projects to do that lift panel. So that would now come off the gas tax projects. As outlined previously, there's over $800,000 in the gas tax. The other project was the Burton Woods drainage system. But I understand that there was some engineering cost done just for the new drainage at the Burton Woods. And because of the increase in water breakage that we've had on Burton Woods, now there's going to be some new numbers put together to actually, instead of just doing the drainage on Burton Woods, we actually replace the water line as well. So I guess when the information comes forward, that will come from the committee to determine, yes, to put that towards the gas tax project. And the freshwater outfall, I think that was the freshwater outfall is another project that has been identified. However, the freshwater outfall, which we're looking at some sewage treatment at the freshwater outfall, is in excess. It's very, very expensive, and we're probably going to end up having to go through a capital works project versus a gas tax project for such a project.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. That's good. Move on to the Public Safety Committee report.
Public Safety Committee met February 7th. President was myself, Councillor Collins Powell, Councillor Hines, CAO Ms. Green, and also Ms. Gear was recording. We got no recommendations at this time, but I'd like to kindly remind the residents of a couple of issues that we have. We've been checking things out. We have complaints with the school busing. Buses are stopping at the zones and people are improperly passing the buses. And we ask you to please follow the rules and regulations when you see the lights flashing. Please don't come right up directly behind the bus. Stop a few car lengths behind and just watch out for the safety of the children. And our enforcement officer is out watching this situation, and hopefully it will be corrected soon. Also, we're asking people, anybody who knows any burnt out pole lights throughout the town, to record the number, and there's a number, a silver plate on the pole. We're asking them to record that number and then call Light and Power and put in a complaint. Department of Transportation issues, the bridge in Jersey, we're finding that the lighting, you're coming up on the bridge and it's very bright, and all of a sudden you're coming into a dark zone, then you're going right into a bright, you're coming out to a dark zone. So we are asking them to have a look at that. And also the deterioration of the hill, the hill around the bottom of Jersey Hill going up. We've noticed several deterioration spots around there, not just there, throughout the town, but in the bottom of Jersey Hill is a bit of a problem also. And that's about it for the public safety report.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Collins. When you spoke about the bridge, and even I have a concern that has been expressed. The green lights at the bridge, people find them extremely bright.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we should contact to see if there's something can be done there to put in whatever the case, the resistors up there to try to downsize them.
When you're walking, it's treacherous because you're facing you for so long. You can't see the ground in front of you because there's no vertical.
And there's no distance, Mr. Mayor, on each side of the bridge for somebody to walk, and we got that ditch issue where we have flooding and we got water washouts on both sides, not only on the bridge side, going up on both sides of Jerseyside Hill. Going up on the right-hand side, we got washout spots, and coming down on the right hand, coming down over the hill, we got a lot of ice buildup there coming off the hill.
Okay, but back on the bridge, so I think that maybe, you should review it out there or reach out, probably, Mr. Green, we can try to make contact with the department down there and try to see if something can be done there to lessen the brightness of those green lights, because they are extremely bright. Okay. I would like also to point out that the work of the Public Safety Committee very often coincides with issues being discussed by our Public Works Department due to the nature of the subject matter. For instance, this month, Safety Committee has made requests to Public Works Department for street lighting, issues with pavement, line painting, interside, CCAN updates, generator repair, etc. And there is a continuous crossover between the Public Safety Committee and the Public Works Department. In the interest of accurate information sharing and efficient work assignment, I'm asking that Public Works Superintendent be the resource person for this committee rather than the CEO. So I'll ask for a motion that the Public Works Superintendent be the resource person for Public Safety Committee, while it's there. This will also free up our acting CEO, Ms. Green, and it will certainly divide them two committees for both, the CEO, Ms. Green, Ms. Power, and Mr. Green. Each of them will have two committees as resource person. So I'll ask for a motion that the Public Works Superintendent be the resource person for this committee until further notice. Moved by Councillor Collins. Second, Councillor Smith. Any questions?
No, I think that's, I'm not sure how Mr. Green feels about it, but I think it's good because I'm on the Safety Committee and Public Works as well, and, you hard to know which committee meeting you're in sometimes, that'll bring some continuity to it.
And I think it's actually going to flow a lot better because a lot of things that your committee is discussing reflects back to Mr. Green, and it led better to the committee. Any questions?
Yeah, and the other thing about this, sometimes we're crossing over. Right, so now Mr. Green is the chairman both of them, he'll know that, hey, we already discussed that in Public Works, we don't have to spend a half hour or 10 minutes or 20 minutes in our meetings when it's public safety already discussed it, so that's good.
And probably those committee meetings can be scheduled around the one time. Okay, so moved by, we already had moved. Second, any questions? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, Councillor Collins. We'll move on to the Culture and Tourism Committee report. Councillor Hans.
Mayor, we met on February 12th, and I was there, as chair of the committee, and Councillor Kay Smith and Councillor Noel Collins. Rhonda Power was manager of tourism, marketing, and communications, and we had Catherine Smith recorder. We have two recommendations. Committee recommends that